Welcome to another InWheelTime podcast. Welcome.
Welcome.
And a one and a two.
One and a two.
To the InWheelTime Car Talk Show just ahead, Matt DeLorenzo, author, Mercedes AMG, Race Bred Performance, new book that's out. Got to start thinking about Christmas, you know?
Yep.
Jeff has this week's Motor Minute. I review the new Kia Telluride here on the InWheelTime Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars live.
What do you think? You Jack LaLanne over there or what?
Trying.
Somebody asked me the other day, why does he wave like that? And I'm going, I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
I could do the prom queen wave or the parade queen wave.
Yes, the prom queen wave. I think that's exactly would be fitting for somebody from Peterville.
In all actuality, his medication is kicking in, and that's the result.
What medication would that be?
He's kicking.
I don't take it on Saturdays.
What is it?
It's not.
I don't take it on Saturdays on the weekend.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
All righty.
We take the margarita medication on Friday nights, and that's what's wrong with us on Saturday.
Take it the night before.
Right.
That's where I'm going wrong then.
Yeah.
Yes, one of many things.
It's the liquid form.
Just saying. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, we have next to me, ladies and gentlemen, we always need more, Jeff.
We do.
We have Chief Engineer David Ainsley, who's listening very closely.
Yes, he is. He
we
keeps
also have,
buzzing me.
We also have a very important Florida contingent that's watching and listening this morning. Of course, it's afternoon there now, but they don't know that because there has been a lot of liquor served.
It's
at
afternoon.
this particular
Thursday is what they're thinking.
Yeah, they got their
They're a week ahead.
So there's that. So we'd like to say hello to them. David Ainsley, our chief engineer. All right. Do we have a guest yet?
Yes, sir.
He's in the queue.
Oh, he is?
Yep.
How do you know that?
He popped up, says guest in the queue.
Guest in the queue.
Guest in the queue.
Guest is in the queue. Ladies and gentlemen, he's an author. His name is Matt DeLorenzo, and he has written a book called Mercedes AMG Race Bred Performance. Matt, good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey,
how are you guys?
Well, we're doing very well, thank you.
Great.
Where are we speaking to you from? Where are you?
I'm in California, Orange County.
Oh,
okay.
are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Been there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we have. I don't think that anybody in Texas talks to anybody in California anymore, and I'm sure that you can extrapolate whatever you want out of that. But
I talked to my brother. He lives in Dallas. We're still on good terms.
are you? Well, that's good.
There you go.
That's good. So, what possessed you to write a book about Mercedes and AMG?
Well, I've written a number of books, and I didn't have anything on my plate. And I talked to my publisher, Motor Books, and they had done a book on BMW M about 3 or 4 years ago, done quite well. And they looked around, and nobody had done anything on AMG. And I said, well, that sounds pretty good to me. And I got into it, and it's a fascinating story about how they started and how they ended up being the performance division of Mercedes.
Well, you know, it's interesting because when we teased the show earlier on, and I told everybody that we're going to have you on, we talked about AMG. And if I'm not mistaken, AMG was a standalone performance company that contracted with Mercedes to bump up, if you will, the horsepower and all the performance aspect of their cars. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. But they were frenemies for a long time.
Frenemies.
Oh, they were. See, I didn't know
that. It was
that.
started by two young engineers back in 1967. Now, they had both Hans Werner Aufrecht and Erhard Melcher had worked as engineers within Mercedes. They had wanted to work on the racing program. Unfortunately, the racing program had wound down. In 55, they had the bad accident at Le Mans.
Yes.
They had largely withdrawn from motorsports, but in the late 50s, early 60s, they went touring car and rallying because those vehicles reflected well on their production vehicles. So they worked there and they wanted to work on the racing, but at the time, the factory said no. they left the company. They started racing, and again, the older generation within the company looked upon Aufrecht and Melker as kind of shade tree mechanics, if you will, who were tuning cars. And at the time, nobody tuned Mercedes because they were supposedly the perfect car.
And the luxury perfect car, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a very interesting story, and I assume that their last names are the A and the M. What does the G mean?
The G is Gross Ospach, which is the
Oh,
hometown
yeah.
of Aufrecht.
That's what I was
So,
guessing.
I'm sorry. Could you say that one more time?
Gross Ospach.
Now spell it.
And what? Yeah. And
Is it Harry Potter or something?
What does that mean?
I don't know. Big patch. I have no idea.
Let's go with that. We're going to go with that.
Yeah, that's good. Well, clearly they were very successful. How long did they goose up undercover, if you will, from Mercedes, the Mercedes-Benz lineup, before Mercedes-Benz bought them?
Almost 30 years.
Wow.
Wow.
So Mercedes bought 51% interest in AMG in 1999, and then they bought the entire company in 2005 and turned it into the Mercedes AMG division as we know it today. Back when they were starting out, it was really interesting because in '65, Melker and Aufrecht tuned up a 300 SE with a 6-cylinder engine and showed their boss, Rudy Uhlenhaut, who was a famous engineer who worked on Mercedes Grand Prix cars in the 30s and in the 50s. They showed him this car, and they had ended the program in '64, the racing program, but he said, okay, you guys can go race it, but if you don't win, you're out of the company. Well, they went and they raced the car. They won the touring car championship. Their driver, who also was a Mercedes employee, unfortunately got killed in a rally before the end of the season, totally unrelated to their efforts. And the board came back and said, hey, cut this out. So they kind of moonlighted and tuned privateer cars while they still worked for Mercedes. But then in '67, they left and set up, and then they were tuning race cars on their own after that.
Did they have their own shop?
Yes. So they had set up a place. They had worked out of Aufrecht's home when they were moonlighting in Gross Ospach. And then they opened up a place in an old mill in a town called Bergstall. And that's where they built a lot of race cars. They started, the racers would come and say, hey, could you do this for my road car? So they started doing tuning road cars as well. But their big breakthrough came through in 1971. A couple of years earlier, Mercedes had put the first V8 engine in the SEL, which was essentially their S-Class. The V8 came from the big 600 limo. And there was an engineer inside Mercedes who tried to race it in '69 at Spa, the 24-hour race. But at the last minute, the board told them to withdraw the car. They had qualified for the race, but then they said, you can't race. So they pulled the cars. Well, Aufrecht and Melker built another car similar to it, went to Spa in 1971, and they finished second overall. And this car was called the Red Pig because it was such a big, honking luxury car with a really loud V8 engine. And it did really well. The car sitting on the pole, by the way, for the race was a V8 Camaro.
Wow.
Eventually a Ford Capri won, and they came in second and won their class. And that got them a lot of notoriety.
Did these engineers, did they work in aircraft plants before that? Is that how they got their upbringing in mechanical?
No, they worked for Mercedes. So,
but didn't Mercedes have aircraft plants at the time back in World War II?
They did, but they worked primarily in the passenger car racing division. Melker was a mechanical engineer, and Aufrecht was kind of a bench test engineer. Oh. And when they first met, they didn't like each other. But then Aufrecht recognized what a brilliant engineer Melker was, and they started on their way. Now, there's an interesting sidelight. That car that won in 1971, they sold to Matra. They modified the car, and it was used to test jet tires. It was the only car that could go fast enough that could recreate how quickly a jet would take off or how quickly it would be coming in for a landing. And they modified it to test the tires. So this car was used until 1994, and then it was destroyed.
Wow.
After Mercedes bought AMG, they decided that they were going to try and find it. They couldn't find the red pig. So,
You know, this whole thing really smacks of Carroll Shelby to me, because it.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and they were competitors really at the same time. Carroll Shelby here in the United States, and these guys over in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and they were mainly doing sedans, and actually they did a little work on the G-Wagon in the late '70s when that came out. But it's interesting that they were the only ones tuning Mercedes. But at the time, you had companies like Alpina, Schnitzer, Hartmann, all these other
Alpina's still around.
tuners for Ford Capris and Opels and BMWs. So they were kind of alone at the time.
So you got the charge to do a book on these guys in AMG, and I assume that you really didn't know a whole lot about them before you got the charge to do it.
Well, I knew I've been writing about cars for a long time, and
Right.
I was familiar with AMG because we had tested when I worked at the car magazines. We had tested AMGs. By 1990, they were actually selling AMG cars through the Mercedes dealer network. In the 80s, AMG released a car called the Hammer, which was a E-Class with a big V8 engine in it. And that's what really kind of put them on the map in the performance circles in the US. And then they also managed Mercedes' German touring car racing team and was very successful. And that's what opened the door for them to sell their cars through Mercedes. And then as that relationship grew, they actually developed their first car together, the C36 in 1994. And then by 1999, Mercedes decided to buy them.
So I want to ask you a question, kind of related. Were you the guy that was in the library all through high school, and you spent all of your time in there? Were you that guy?
He looks familiar.
Yeah.
You were.
No, not really. I
No?
kind of hung around with car guys, and that's how I got into writing about cars.
No car guy I know is in the library.
No.
Well, yeah, they were.
I will tell you, I did go down a lot of wormholes on the internet, and Mercedes was absolutely fabulous in the access they gave me to their archives. In the book, there's over 300 images of different things, different cars, race cars, things like that. So,
Did you go over to the factory at all?
I did. I went to after they had started in Bergstall, they had moved to Affalterbach, which is their home today. And I've been to. I went there. I actually saw the old mill building that they in Bergstall. They're starting to put together kind of a museum with some significant cars from their past. And the complex there in Affalterbach, even though they don't build any cars there, they still build engines, and they have a one-man, one-engine philosophy towards, they just have one technician.
I've seen a video on that where it's one guy that built, or girl, actually the video that I saw was a woman that was building the entire engine.
Yes.
And I was going, oh my God, look at that.
They're responsible for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they still do that today, and they'll put a plaque on there with the signature of the technician who built the engine. So
truly amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a great story, and their complex is huge. They employ about 5,000 people now. They do all the engineering, and starting in with the SLS Gullwing from 2011, that was AMG's first built from the ground up AMG exclusive car. and now they have the AMG GT, which is the successor to that car.
Truly amazing. What a great story.
Do you drive one?
Do you have one?
No, I couldn't afford one.
Yeah.
They're
There
not
is that.
Yeah,
So
but they're
how
very
much-
exclusive. I've driven them. They're fabulous cars. I've had the great experience of being able to drive the SLS. I've driven while I was over there in Germany. They had lent me one of the GTs to drive.
Wow.
It's a great story, and kind of an interesting side note is that Hans Werner Aufrecht always wanted to be in racing. So after he sold the company to Mercedes, he set up his own company called HWA, which is Hans Werner Aufrecht, and he's right next to AMG, and he built all the GT race cars for Mercedes at his little factory right next to the AMG complex.
What a fascinating story. Listen, we're short on time, but I didn't want to ask you where can we get the book? Can we get it at Amazon and all the other?
Yes, it's on Amazon. And I believe it'll be on other like Barnes and Noble and other sites as well.
Yeah, it's a big, beautiful book.
Yeah. In fact, before you came on, I said, this got to start thinking about Christmas, and what a great Christmas book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's a real pleasure, honor to talk to you, Matt, and we thank you very much. And hey, let us know what your next project is going to be. We want to ride along with you on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds great.
Matt, thanks again. His name is Matt DeLorenzo, and the name of the book is Mercedes AMG Race Bred Performance. All right. Just ahead, a review of the Kia Telluride plus Jeff's Motor Minute.
Yep.
When the InWheelTime Car Talk Show continues right after this. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Time to fire up those engines and pay tribute to the folks who make freedom possible. Bastrop's own Heroes in Hot Rods is rolling in for Veterans Day weekend. Friday night, downtown cruise. Saturday, 400 of the coolest rides in Texas. Proceeds help veterans, shelters, food pantries, and scholarships. Sponsored by Craig's Jewelry. November 7th and 8th, Main Street, Bastrop. Don't miss it.
Well, that event is next weekend, friends. And
Can't wait.
let me hear it.
I'd come
No,
to
it's ahoo.
Ahoo.
Okay. Well,
like
whatever
IE.
the case may
Yeah.
be. Mars is
Get your
supposed to
E
know
and
all
your
that
ahoo
action.
say.
It's my Cajun
Is
blood.
there a difference, Mars?
Yes, there is.
Is it like
Is there?
one side
Yes,
of the river
one of
versus
them's
the
one
other?
of them's from below the Mason-Dixon line. The other one's from the north of the Mason-Dixon line.
Okay, which line do you hear the banjos?
That's the east-west line. That's Mississippi River.
Okay. All right. Time now here on the InWheelTime Car Talk Show to get Jeff's Motor Minute.
Here it is. Marco Andretti, former Indy 500 pole winner, announces his retirement. I know, it's sad. A member of one of racing's most prominent families announced his retirement from motorsports this past week. Marco Andretti is the son of Michael Andretti and grandson of Mario Andretti, announced on social media posts that he's retiring from racing. The 38-year-old Nazareth, Pennsylvania person is a veteran of 253 starts at the NTT Indy Series car racing, including 20 starts at the Indianapolis 500. Marco Andretti won 2 Indy races in the pole position for the 2020 Indianapolis 500.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like his grandfather, he's only 4'3". No, I'm just kidding. Andretti also briefly ventured into NASCAR, making 11 starts at the ARCA Menards Series, 8 starts in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and 1 start in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Marco will always be tied to Indianapolis. His legacy will forever be the foremost part of the Indy 500, where he made the final 5 starts of the Indy 500 in his career. So good luck to him. He's on pace to be do other things with his life and also with racing. So we'll see more of him later.
Did you see Michael Andretti's house was for sale in Indianapolis?
I did not.
It's like $50 million.
Sure.
Sure.
Why not?
God.
We got to pay for the name.
But it's only got 2 bathrooms. So.
No, that's one of the things I was going to say. It's probably got 500 bathrooms.
10, yeah.
This thing is magnificent.
I did not see that.
Oh my gosh. Look that up. You're going to go, wow.
Well, Amato lives in Pennsylvania, not Nazareth, Pennsylvania, but
Joe Amato.
Joe Amato went
Joe
by his
Amato's
house.
not hurting any.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing hillside.
And what a great guy.
Yeah.
I told you I had lunch with him.
Yep.
Anyway.
Better many times.
Time now for an extra bonus car review this week.
All right.
Because we didn't get to it last week, so we wanted to stick it in here right now. I had a chance to drive the 2025 Kia Telluride. Now, this is a 3-row SUV, and I thought that this was interesting. The final assembly location is West Point, Georgia, made here in the US of A.
All right.
Available trim levels include the LX, the S, the EX, the SX, and the SX Prestige. What did I have? The SX Prestige X Pro V6 all-wheel drive plus X Line and X Pro.
Wow.
That's what it said on the window sticker. They had to make the window sticker extra big to get
fit
that
3
on
windows.
It's kind of a wraparound.
Well, can you imagine in the back of the car, the nomenclature back there? That runs across the whole back of the car. This is a standard SUV, so it competes up there with the Chevy Suburban.
Okay.
This is a big SUV.
Okay.
Seats, including the driver, 7. All new in 2020. And here we go. Exterior features include modern, overall clean design with that familiar Kia pinched grille. Wheels and some trim change with the trim level that you choose. It does have a hockey stick rear lighting configuration back there with a sunshade over the back glass. All of the manufacturers seem to be doing that sunshade thing. Dual exhaust tips on the lower right of the car. Maybe you can see it in this picture. Yep, there they are. Not dual exhaust, one on each side.
Right.
No, this is 2 on one right-hand side. What I liked, the clean look. Roof rack is old school and not necessary. Why not just make it an option? I don't understand. How many people do you see going down the road with the luggage on top?
Do you know the
Besides
first car I looked at before the Buick had that? It was a Toyota, and I said, that is the hideous thing. And the guy tried to sell me. I said, no, did you have one without a roof rack? They all come with roof racks. Mine actually has a style rack on it, but mine's different.
Is that what they call it, a style rack?
That's something that they invented. But go on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's perfectly fine. Interior highlights, huge infotainment screen with easy-to-use controls, digital instrument cluster with white faces, which I thought was a nice touch, comfortable seating surfaces, steering wheel mounted controls are not overdone, which so many manufacturers tend to do these days.
Very much so.
Cargo trunk room, great. What I liked, the roominess and the quality materials, plus the well-placed controls. What could use improvement? How do you improve on that? Look at
Very
that.
nice, very
It's like a spaceship in there. It's beautiful. 3.8 liter V6 motor in this that turns out 291 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed automatic transmission. It will tow up to 5,500 pounds. All-wheel drive is standard on this model.
Wow.
The lower models, it's an option.
It's got knobs.
Not knobs.
It's got knobs on
It's got knobs on it.
Wow.
Miles per gallon in the city, it's rated at 18, on the highway 23 for a combined of 20. I got 22.2 miles per gallon over 426.6 miles. What I liked about it, the power is nicely matched with the 8-speed automatic transmission. I don't think you can improve on this.
No turbo?
No.
No turbo.
No. Ride and handling, very compliant. It's limo-like. What could use improvement? ride lessons are available to many competitors.
Oh, so they're going to take him to school on it.
Yeah.
So you compare this to a Suburban? I don't think it's that big. Is
Well,
it that large?
it's 3 rows,
Is it?
and your United
Yeah.
States government they classify this, and this is in the same classification
Yeah,
as
I
a
think the
Suburban.
Suburban's actually gotten a little smaller compared to what it used to be.
Well, base trim price $53,685. Prices tested $56,240. Now, the average overall price of a new car is now at $50,000.
Wow. Jeez.
You can get into one of these. Base model price $36,390. Overall, I give it high marks. Competitors, Toyota Grand Highlander, that's the 3-row,
Mm-hmm.
starts at $44,200. The Subaru Ascent, did Mars go away? The Subaru Ascent, it starts at $39,995, and the Honda Pilot starts at $40,200. Now, this one again starts at $36,390. If you are into big SUV 3 rows, I would definitely shop this.
Starting price isn't bad.
No,
It's affordable for
I
starter.
would definitely shop that thing because I think that you're going to be impressed. Whether you're impressed with the Kia line or not, I'm just telling you.
They're out
somebody
there.
that drove it for almost 500 miles, I can tell you that this is one nice vehicle.
Good deal.
All right. Okay. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email. The address is info@InWheelTime.com. We are back right after this quick break. Who doesn't like a social event? How about one that centers around your love for all things automotive? Another Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is back. Saturday, December 6th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. It's a morning packed with incredible cars, some of the finest rides in town, from classics to modern exotics. Here's your chance to talk to fellow car lovers. Grab a coffee and check out how Gulf Coast Auto Shield keeps these rides looking perfect. Meet the team. Take a look around the shop to see firsthand how Gulf Coast Auto Shield gets the most of the look you're trying to create. InWheelTime will be there with their live car talk show. You might just be one of the guests. Don't miss this free, fun, and fast-paced car gathering of fellow car lovers and their rides. Saturday, December 6th at Gulf Coast Auto Shield, 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway. Bring your car, bring your friends, and bring your love for all things automotive. We'll see you then. The award-winning InWheelTime Car Talk Show now reaches 5.3 million folks each year. Check us out on InWheelTime.com, YouTube, Facebook, and podcasts available from your favorite go-to source, including our live broadcast every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show has informative automotive guest interviews, new car reviews, along with popular features including driving destinations, Jeff's car culture, latest car news, cruise-ins, and racing dates. It's all on InWheelTime.com. Join us. That's it for this podcast episode of the InWheelTime Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.